Hello, friends. Welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy, and I'm an ordained minister. And we are in Bible study. We are in the King James Version of the Bible. We are in the Gospel according to St. Luke. We are in chapter 12, which we are picking up where we left off at verse 35. And we're going to verse 59. So, let's jump in. This is Jesus talking. Let your loins be girded about and your lights burning. Be ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Jesus gives you a command. You obey it immediately. God gives you a command. You obey it immediately. Immediately. Even if it means you got to bless someone you don't like, doesn't matter, immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Not thinking, hey, God can't see, so I can get away with this. No, God can always see. You get away with nothing. He will make plain to whoever you're trying to harm that you are trying to harm them. Okay? Holy Spirit is the Spirit of truth. There is nothing done in the dark that will not be brought to light. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch or come in the third watch and find them, blessed are those servants. Stay ready. So you can't be like, I'm going to not do this sin right now and then I'm going to do this sin in 5 minutes. No, you cannot do that sin. Once you know that it's a sin, you first stop the sin behavior. That is how you show Jesus you will obey it. If you're repeatedly apologizing for the same sin, then you're not really changing, so you're not obeying. Why do you call him Lord if you're not going to obey? And this I know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and have not suffered for his house to be broken through. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. Yeah, I can confirm for you that if you're under some kind of, biological imbalance, whether that's like your blood sugar's low, you need your meds, you got to eat, you got to drink, you need to use the bathroom, any of those things, you will be woken up. Same would be true, because those are the needs for protection. If there was a need for the bodily health, if there was a need for protection, just as quickly as you would be woken up from the sound of someone trying to physically break down your door, under an energetic thing, you will be woken up at the moment they're trying to do something. And you will be able to see them as plain as if they're standing there, maybe not with your waking eyes. You might just intuit that you know who it is. If you can do those kinds of things, those are gifts from God. Jesus was forewarned and told what the enemy was thinking or feeling while they were in front. And he blesses his disciples with similar abilities. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. Then Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Lord said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of the meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make them ruler over all he hath. And if that servant say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken, So if you think God's not watching and you start feeling like you're entitled to abuse people and act like a drunken moron, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at that hour he is not where, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. Yeah, you will be whipped. Literally, for disobedience. But he that knew not, and did not commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. So the worse the offense, the more you're hit. The lesser the offense, the less you're hit. Where is your level of faith at? For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. You've given a lot of stuff. You have a lot of responsibility to help the world, not to be selfish. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. If you have got some form of codependent and you're not putting up boundaries, expect them to keep coming back demanding more. And I come to send fire on the earth, and what I will, if it be already kindled. But I have the baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened until it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. The mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. If you treat people crappy, even if they're family, because you're supposed to be kinder to your family than to anyone else, expect them not to tolerate your crap. If you are not going to behave like a Christian to them, expect them to not want to be around you. Jesus gives them permission to not take your garbage. Remember, they honor thy mother and father is summed up in the Torah by love thy neighbor as yourself. So yes, love your adult children as if they are adults and you're equals, or you are not following what the Messiah says. And he also said to the people, but when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straight away you say, there shall cometh a shower. And so it is. And when you see south winds blow, you say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. You know how to watch weather patterns. Ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that you do not discern this time? It's like you could see the patterns, you choose to ignore them. That's on you. Yea, and even when yourselves judge, ye not think what is right. You don't stop to consider if it's fair, and you want to consider yourself just. That's a red flag. When thou goest with thine adversary to thy magistrate, as thou art in the way, because those are the things you do, give diligence that thou mayest be delivered from him, lest he hale thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer cast thee into prison. There's a series of marching orders. I tell thee, thou shalt not depart thence till thou hast paid the very last mite. We are always responsible for our words and our actions. When we get forgiveness, he's expecting, I'm sorry, means I'm not going to repeat that behavior. I'm not going to say those kinds of words. I'm not going to have that kind of posture of heart. I'm not going to treat those people that way. Otherwise, you're saying, I'm sorry, and then going out there and doing it again so you prove that you're not sorry. Those are incompatible energies. The sinful nature is something we are born with. So that is a battle that our species must fight within our own selves. And if we are unwilling to fight it, we do not have very good cognitive intelligence or emotional intelligence. The ability to regulate your own emotions is part of emotional intelligence. You can't have one without the other. It's not just understanding why other people might feel that way. It's our ability to keep ourselves from treating them in ways that make them feel that way, which only we are responsible for. I hope you'll join me tomorrow, friends, when we will be starting Luke chapter 13. Until then.